Hey guys, my name is Diana Virga and I want to be a web designer. I'm a student at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario. I enrolled in their web design certificate program. I am passionate about photography and cooking and baking, so this is the reason why I started showing you a bunch of pics with food that I've been making for my friends and family. By the end of this program, I would like to be able to create beautiful websites that match my clients' wants and with people's needs. So, for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to talk to you about my project, how to redesign a Frightful website. So, here we are. I'm going to kind of talk about the design challenges I have encountered, my approach and my reasoning on how to solve these problems, and of course the outcomes of my Frightful site redesign. So as you can see, the name of the Frightful website is Space Jam. It is a website that was created in 1996 by the Warner Bros. Studios to promote their movie Space Jam. So I'm going to talk about the challenges and the issues I have encountered. So first, it's kind of hard to read. The font size is really small. Foreground background contrast doesn't really help. There is no proper labeling on the navigation bar options, which is kind of showed to us through those planets that are spaced out around the Space Jam logo. Other than that, if I am to talk about the two tasks, I chose to approach looking for information about Michael Jordan, about players, and the second one looking for rules, tips, and tricks about basketball. It's kind of hard to perform. So if we do that, let's take the first one. Looking for information about Michael Jordan. At the first glance around here, you are not really able to tell which one will hold that kind of information. So we are kind of forced to go to the sitemap. So clicking on that, once we are here, we are kind of forced to read and read each and every row we have here. I don't even know. So let's keep looking. It's not the first one, it's not the second one, but it's the sixth one over here. And here we are, we find player bios. Again, it's really hard to read. Foreground, background contrast doesn't really help. Font size doesn't really help. If we hover over the image, there is no display of any information. There is no description. That's another issue. If we click on the image, here we are. This is the information we're gonna get. Again, no info if we hover over the image. Font size, the contrast doesn't help with reading. We can go back. That's a nice feature we had there on the top left corner. If we look for the second task to kind of perform, we are again forced to go to the sitemap. I'm not really sure where you can find that at the first glance. So if we read again on the third row over here under Junior Jam, we are able to find basketball tips and tricks. Here in terms story, here this is where we end up going. Again, it's kind of hard to read, so we can again need to work on that. The contrast doesn't really help. There is no pictures over here, no images, which it might help. So this is kind of it. I'm gonna show you a screenshot from my cell phone. It's not really cell phone friendly, mobile friendly. So here we are. This is how it looks like on a mobile phone. very small icons, even very smaller font size and so on. So not mobile friendly. Okay, going back. Let's compare this with a up-to-date modern website. So I kind of picked and choose Disney's Pixar Toy Story 4. Nice homepage, lots of white space, easy to read, black on white, font big enough, really pleasant to the eye. So really nothing to kind of critique about this page. Here I choose to kind of look for some character information, character development, and stuff like that, which is as similar as I could get to my initial two tasks on spacejam.com. So if we look here, is like, oops, where can we find the information I'm looking for, which is information about characters. So I kind of stopped here, and let's see if there is anything that tells us about those characters. So if I click on the first option, here we are, it sends me to a different page about different movies. So this is not what I'm looking for. I'm going on the second option, and I end up finding career opportunities. It's very hard to leave this one. I can go here on the top left side, so I gotta close it from up here. And let's go back to the Toy Story 4. Okay, so that was not what I was looking for. I'm just gonna scroll down. Really nice, good quality pictures. This is the trailer. Nice white space around the images over here. Oh, and there you go, character design. So we found our information. So if we look here, really nicely done, easy to read, nice pictures. If I hover over the images over here, there is no description showing up. So let's click on that. So the only thing that happens, the image size changes. So they get bigger, but that's the only feature they have. So this is one thing that we could work on, like add some description to those images. And one more thing, like I found myself like scrolling down the page, but then when I had to go back up, there was like no top back to top button, which would have been like a nice feature. So those are the two things I would kind of highlight on this website that it kind of doesn't have. So a bit of description for images and maybe back to top button. And here we are. This is the Space Jam prototype. I am still at the prototype stage. This is the home page. So I kind of try to use a lot of white space compared with the original website. I have less menu options. The navigation bar is like up on top here. I try to make it clear so it's not confusing for users that are looking for information. So for our two tasks, I choose to work on find information about Michael Jordan and find tips and tricks about basketball rules. Here we are, we can click on this one, basketball team, and here we go. We end up like finding the information right away. So I try to eliminate most of the clicking steps that were involved initially. If we go back to the main page here, if we want to find basketball rules, here we go. You click on it, and then this is where we are sent. What this prototype is missing right now is maybe a back to top button, and I'm gonna add a description of the images. So when the user is gonna hover on the image, short description is gonna show up. So it's gonna kind of make it user friendly, more accessible. So this is kind of it. Those are the main points I've worked on: font size, foreground, background, um, contrast, eliminate as many steps in finding information process, make it more mobile friendly, which we're working on that one, description of the images, and kind of that's it. So the a few things that we need to work on is add a back to top button, a description of the images, add copy text over here, and I think kind of that's it. Thank you for your time.